Hello everybody, hope you're doing well. Welcome to the second video of Sunday. This one, by the way, I was out on Friday and Saturday, so yeah, I wasn't able to make a bit of coverage on this. Obviously, you know, it's important stuff, and the Banquet Event is very important to me. I enjoy the event. I think it's fun. I will still be participating in this year's because, hey, there's not much fun things in the world, and it's nice to have a bit of fun opening 10 greater banquet crystals, see if you can get something interesting and spicy. And get some milestone points along the way. Yeah, okay, you know, it might not be brilliant, but sometimes, you know, having a little bit of fun is something. And of course, join me along for the ride. We'll be live streaming, I think, Thursday, Friday this week, because I'm off. I booked time off, and then also the following week as well. So in any case, like, that's not one as anyway, get to the point, Rich. Okay, so I want to cover this response from Kabam that came out on Friday. As said, I wasn't in on Friday. Also, I need to still do a spreadsheet guide. And something I just want to point out is I think that Kabam chose to release the information about the Banquet Event early for a reason. Why? It's very weird that they release it on new content drop day. So whilst everyone's getting involved with the new content, their kind of mind is in a different place. They're on trying to, you know, get things done. Event quest, side quest, all the solo events and objectives. Like all that stuff kind of like puts your mind focused there. And so this particular one is kind of like, well, you kind of forget about it. I find it weird because this has been in previous years released about 5 days before the release of the event itself. So to give you an example, last year this information was out on the 16th of December. So I was anticipating, no, 15th of December. This year I was anticipating it being out on the 16th of December. So we're all kind of like, not blindsided by this, but kind of like, I kind of feel Kabam did this for a particular reason on this particular date. Any case, maybe they haven't. Maybe I'm just tinfoil hatting it, but I just find it weird. Right. Speaking of weirdness, answer for Kabam on the subject of the event. Hey guys, I see a lot of feedback and I've been thinking about what to respond with. Honestly, I don't know if there's anything to respond with. I don't think there's anything I can say that will change opinions here. This event is something people look forward to, and it's something that we strive to deliver on. This year we made improvements to every way possible, so your direct feedback with actual actionable items would be appreciated to help me understand. We reduced the number of points available to open each greater banquet crystals, but also reduced the points needed to hit the same milestones last year. Reduce the points needed no, I mean, when we've done the sums, it kind of looked like it was the same. Last year there was 15 solo milestones, with the top rewards being a 5-star relic and 100,000 points by and opening 25 crystals got that milestone. This year the 15th milestone is at 75,600 points and is the 6-star Abyss Nexus crystal. To get there you would have needed to open 28. That's not much of an improvement, to be honest. That's 900 units. That's hardly kind of feels like it's above. Yes, this is 3 more than before, but it's also arguably a better reward than the relic crystal. Oh, don't shoot down relic crystals. That's naughty. There are also 5 additional milestones available, and while I get people are looking last year's as I got everything for 25 crystals, that's not really a fair way to look at this. We extended the runway, added more milestones for those that want to complete it, and took nothing away from those who don't want to go further than what they did last year. There's more. The Alliance event has also additional milestones, but to hit 15th milestone, it requires fewer crystals from across the whole Alliance than it did. It hit the 15th and final milestone last year. We added one more milestone this year for those that want to go for it. I think people are looking at those rewards tables as 100% versus 100%, not as the number of milestones, which is how they really should look at it. No, you can't really tell a community, and you can't really tell gamers how to think and feel and like look at it, and I'll explain why in a moment, because it's not Kabam get it but don't get it, and we'll talk about that. Additionally, these crystals have been better rewards than the last year's crystal. Well duh, like they've got to get better. That's the thing, they have to get better. You can't keep them the same meta as last year. Of course, we can't compare last year's event to this one directly. There's been a lot of changes in the game with the addition of 7 stars, ascension and higher ranks, but that doesn't mean that we are going to go crazy with all those materials. Again, that's where Kabam, I think, again, do not get it. There are a lot of comments of wanting more 7-star shards or rank 3 materials. Yes, we explicitly with you and expect to get the first rank. We were explicit with where you can expect to get the first available rank 3 7-stars. Yes, Kabam said that they wouldn't make it so that you could, spend your way to get it, but inadvertently are doing exactly what they said they wouldn't. While I understand where you're coming from, nobody wants to live in a world where we burn through 7 stars in a year and need to introduce 8 stars in 2024. There'll always be taps that are open slowly, otherwise we'll end up burning through the content, and that's not good for the game. Nor is inflating it by wailing out, therefore stamping on the free-to-play side of things, but again, inadvertently, we've done it the same way that it's happened in previous years. What was it? Was it MCOC Whale? I can't remember what his name was, but like Cowwell? Yeah, the Crystal Opening Whale. That's it. Crystal Opening Whale is a good example of the GBC culture of the last few years and how this is a massive load of hypocrisy, especially because, again, this is where the money side of things comes. But no, I'm not like kind of like getting at people that spend in the game. It's just a factor of like Kabam should never say we are not allowed. We are trying to make it so that you have to earn it by farming it and grinding it. It's a case of no, and which they kind of gave that opinion in that live stream, but instead it's like, hey, do you know what you can spend your money on? Units, right? Okay, yeah, I'm with you, Rich. Well, what can you do with units? Well, you can buy GBCs. Okay, what's in GBCs? Tier 4 Alpha Catalysts, right? At 5,700 per increment. Yeah. And Rich? Well, if you spend a ton of money on a ton of units, on a ton of GBCs, that may get you the amount you need for 7 stars rank 3'd, then I don't know what to say, Water is wet. Anyway, ending off saying, I appreciate your feedback, but we have something a bit more actionable or precise as to why you're upset. I'd love to take that to the team for future consideration. I want to understand so we can improve on the future. Okay, so in a nutshell, I just want to, for Kabam, for their for sake of this, here's your problem. You put in a load of these materials in Cyber Weekend. You put in Necropolis. You put in Valiant. You put in all of these things. And when it came to the, the rank, wherever, I've got the information somewhere, like the ranks of these, the kind of like the top ranks for solo, you are giving out stuff that is meta, and it's there. The other items that are meta are elsewhere. And they're difficult to get. And that's a problem. Because people are wanting to chase those things. It's like dangling a carrot and then several more carrots down the way and going, I don't want that. Yeah, but I'm hungry. Yeah, but that's there. Like I want that carrot. Those carrots are nice, but I can't reach it. It's like it's out of reach. And Kabam are like, no, they'll say, well, you've got to earn it, you've got to work for it and stuff. And it's like, well, that's the problem. We're at a stage where it's people want meta items. I actually need to go into a better kind of formulate my point because I didn't really kind of do very well. Okay, so some things I know I need to point out from this is like before, to get the final milestone is 9,900 units from this year's versus the 5,100 units I estimated from last year to get to the final areas. But again, to kind of bring it back to what I said a moment ago, metas, players are wanting to get the meta-based item. The meta-based item is very much out of reach. It may not be for other people. Like maybe this is more like a Paragon problem, early Paragon, late Paragon, Valiant problem. And those are the areas that are problematic. For people that might be lower than that, they may not feel like, affected by this, but these are the people that I just mentioned that are the people that are kind of like maybe finding the issue with it. And a lot of things that are kind of down here in this kind of like after fun zone that Kabam is saying that you can get to are things that you could basically get yourself, you can get yourself for a low amount of unit spend. And that's it. Then what you're doing is you're effectively relying on your RNG from the GBCs to try and get that meta-based reward. So you kind of put yourself in the whim and mercy of chance. So that's really it. I think the point to kind of get to that. you put in these chase meta rewards all in a very short space of time. You put them into Necropolis. Yes, okay, that's fine. And this is why Road to the Crypt is that kind of like, you know, it elevates, it helps out with the problem that a lot of players have when looking at something else and going, well, I don't want to spend copious amounts of units to try and get something that is not really relevant to where my account is. And that's a problem. Kabam need to understand, when they thrust in or put stuff in, you create a chase culture. If you create a chase culture within a game, it means what? You don't want that chase culture. You don't want to chase that item. Yes, you do. You want to chase the item. You want to get those particular items. And that's something that Kabam need to understand. When they were thinking about this November, December kind of 2-month period of the year that they were planning for, they put in Necropolis, they put in rewards, they put in a title, they put in a point where Paragons were wanting to go to Valiant or stick around, or push to Paragon. And then they create this kind of area of limbo for these particular types of players that want to see their rosters grow and go higher and want more 7 stars, because more 7 stars are more prevalent this year than they were last year. So, look, Kabam created this. They set their own expectations without setting them specifically. It's not about players setting the expectations here. It's all about Kabam going, hey, here's Titan Crystal Shards. There you go, dangle them there. No, I don't want that. Players are like, I don't want that. I don't care for that. Oh, here's rank 3 7 stars opportunity. No, I don't want that. No player in Valiant or no Paragon player wants that. It's not going to happen. You've got to be real. If you put these things in, players are going to want them. And if players want them, they're looking at, this is meant to be the big spicy event. All these items in the milestones. No. And therein lies your problem. And this is why it was come back to last year. And a lot of people have kind of like sort of talked about the idea of going, look, are we making now the Banquet Event a progression-based system? I think if we go down that route, it's going to be tough. And it is tough for Kabam as well, because it can't please everybody. But I think they could have done a bit better with the structure of this, especially in and around some of these meta chase rewards being put out. And it's odd that they don't get it, because the community gets it. And this is there's a great point from Sandeep, which I want to end the video on right now with this, which says, I have no issue with the milestones or change in amount of crystals to obtain the top milestones. I believe the issue is around the rewards within the crystals. Although the rewards have improved, they haven't moved at the same pace as the chase rewards. This year, I think the 7-star shards are very low, both basic and Titan. Agree that we shouldn't speed up progression too much, hence I'm with you on limiting the 7-star rank 3 materials, even though Mega Whales will get them as long as they are available. And I do agree with that. Of course, I go a bit further than to say, like, look, the milestones as well need to see some kind of like change, especially because, and as I pointed out in my video, that primordial dust is in these particular milestones, which I find bizarre because they're normally within the side quest. So it's like Kabam went, no, where should we give out primordial dust? Well, we won't put it in side quest. I know, we'll put it as a chase item within the milestones. So there's a lot of trickery that goes on with this, but it'd be interesting to note from, like, you know, players, like, what's your thoughts on this? For me, I would have just loved to have seen like an improvement with the milestone side of things for solo. Alliance is somewhat fine, but maybe across both actually. But anyway, thoughts in the comment section about this when it comes to Kabam's response on this particular subject. And I don't think there's there was something more here. Reduce the points for opening GBCs. Disagree on this one. The points don't exist in a vacuum. In relation to the milestone, we didn't need to change the number of points, and probably in retrospect shouldn't have, but the new additional milestone would have been higher to compensate for that. We don't tune these number of points you get, we tune them on the number of crystals that you need to open them. The number of points is not relevant. I'm sure it has some relevancy. And yeah, how many units? Oh, it's 300 units for them. Any case, right, that's the video. Thanks very much for watching. I'm still very sticky when it comes to the situation of the Banquet Event. As I said, I'm still going to participate and I'm still going to have a bit of fun with it because it is a bit of fun. But I think a lot of players are going to now think about how much units they're actually going to invest into this particular event and whether or not they might save it for future deals. But in any case, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.